Okay, welcome guys. This is Prashad So, and you're welcome to your an Easy Learning Center. And today's topic is ratio and proportion. I hope you are watching all our videos on your app and you're enjoying them, and you're doing your homework and you're writing the exams and everything is going good. And by now, so far so good. Everything is going superb, and it's time to start with this new chapter, chapter 7, ratio and proportion. Now, what exactly is a ratio? Okay, so let's try and learn what exactly is a ratio. So we here I have written few points. Obviously, these numbers, if you could see in your formula book of easy learning centers, or else in easy book, if you'll open, there will be the formula list. Okay, so in that formula, you're going to find this detailing about the ratio. But anyway, student, keep writing so that you will understand each and everything what exactly is ratio. Few things about the ratio I would love to say, although this is 10th standard chapter student. So in case if anyone like 8th and 9th watching it, so you can learn it, but I guess you should be done your 8th ratio proportion chapter very well. And even if you have not done, no worries, I'll try and clean and clear all your concepts very well. Okay, so what exactly is ratio? So a quantity increases or decreases in the ratio A is to B, then the new quantity will become B upon A times the original quantity. Okay, what do you mean by that? Okay, before that, I'll taking all these concepts. Let me give you few detailing about the ratio. So what exactly is a ratio? So students start writing along with me in your book. Ratio is comparison between the two physical quantities having same unit. What do you mean by the ratio? Ratio is comparison between the two physical quantities. I'm writing, you all also can start writing along with me. Ratio means comparison of two or more physical quantities having same unit. What do you mean by that? Okay, a ratio means the comparison. So what do you mean by comparison? Comparison means like, what do you mean by comparison? Comparison means you are just taking the comparison between the two quantities means, or what do you mean by physical quantities? I'll explain to you all. And having the same unit. These three words are very, very important. Comparison means what? Physical quantities means what? And the same unit, having the same unit means what? Say, suppose I'll give the example over here. So, on example, like what is physical quantities? Like, the weight of two boys. Like, so weight or days, number of days you can say. Okay. So, these are all physical quantities. Okay. Weight would be like, let's say, one boy is 10 kg and another boy is say 11.5 kgs. Okay, so look at this. This is kgs and kgs, so they are having the same unit. So suppose if someone has given something is like 1,000 grams. So 1,000 grams. First of all, you need to convert it in the kgs. That could be written as it's equals to 1 kgs, and then okay, one not kg is 1 kg. Okay, 1,000 grams is equals to 1 kg. And now then that can be compared with this quantity. Are you getting it? So what do you mean by same unit? I hope you understood. They should be kg, kgs, days, days, or hour, something like that. Okay. What do you mean by physical quantities like weight and the mass, and then the speed and then the distances? All these are physical quantities. I hope you've learned this all very well in physics. And then what is comparison? Like we write it down something like this way. Say 10 kg is to 100 kgs. Okay, so that is the comparison, or we write ratio in this manner. Okay, we write like this way. So what is A is to B? Okay, this is a symbol of ratio. A is to B. Read as, okay, how do you read this? A is to B. How do you read this? A is to B. What do you mean by that? So 10 kg is to 100 kg. Now, is this the simplest form? No, this is not the simplest form. So this is like one very important thing. A is to B. Read as A is to B. Okay, now this can be simplified as 10 upon 100. So this can be written as 1 upon 10. What do you mean by 1 upon 10? It will be 1 is to 10. So this is the simplest form, the ratio. or the simplest form of the fraction is also called as a ratio. So second point important, simplest form of the fraction, simplest one of which is not further possible to divide. Simplest form of the fraction, simplest form of the fraction is also ratio. Okay, and now the first quantity is called as antecedent and the second quantity is called as consequent. Okay, so that is third important point. It is the simplest for the fraction, ratio is the simplest for the fraction. What is the third important point? uh, First point, like a is called as antecedent and antecedent. Okay, and what is b is called as? B is called as consequent. Okay, keep writing, guys, keep writing. So that this is like all these things you have already learned in standard 8. In case if someone has missed, then I'm just making your notes clear. So antecedent into consequent. Consequent means like consequences, like something comes after, isn't it? So like that, right? Consequent. So like B comes after A. That's the reason it's called as consequent. Okay. Now four. Ratio does not have any unit. Ratio does not have any unit. Does not have any unit. Why ratio does not have any unit? Why ratio does not have any unit? Can you guess? Ratio does not have any unit. Simple. See, suppose over here it was 10 kgs to 100 kg, then kg get cancelled, isn't it? So यहाँ पर kg लिखा था, यहाँ पर भी kgs लिखा था, so get cancelled, isn't it? That's my logic. I know sometimes I sound a little funny, but that is how maths works. Okay, ratio does not have any unit. Okay, I hope you understood that. Ratio is the simplest form of the fraction. Ratio is written as A is to B. It is A is antecedent, B is consequent. Ratio does not have any unit. ये सब चीजें आपको बहुत अच्छे से पता होने चाहिए. Then only this chapter becomes very simple, guys, for you all. Okay. Now, if it is written as A is to B is to C, means what? This is also another way. If there are three quantities, we will write it down A is to B is to C and something like that. Okay. Now, okay, there is one standard question you must have seen in many competitive examinations. Like I'm just giving the example over here. A is to B is 2 is to 3. And B is to C is given as, let's say, 6 is to 8. Okay. 6 is to 8. Find A is to B is to C. How are you going to do this? How are you going to find it out this? So simple, guys. You can simplify this as like 3 is to 4. 3 is to 4. And you're going to get that, okay, A is to B, B is to C. Look at this. If they are same, some other way, make this B same. Okay. Therefore, it will become A is to B is to C. Can be written as A is 2, B is both the places 3, and in that case C becomes 4. So that's the simplest way to make these ratio. Now many people says, or many school teachers say, like, the ratio is not in the portion, but nah guys, I cannot believe it, because the ratio is one of the important chapter of your algebra, and you must understand what exactly is ratio, or what is the simplest way to do these ratios, because what is going to happen as you'll go ahead and ahead, everything like the ratio, it is ratio based, like percentages is like basically nothing but the ratio, or everything fraction has base ratio, or whatever you learn, everything will have ratio as like the base. So if you don't know ratio, that means you don't know maths. That's the simple equation, guys. I hope you all are understanding, and I hope you finish writing till here everything perfectly in your book. In case if someone wants to pause me over here, I can surely pause it. Okay. So okay, anyway, before moving ahead, please copy paste all these things in your book. Okay, this is like first pause, this is your second pause. Okay, so please make your all these points perfectly in your book, and then only we'll move ahead. I hope you all are enjoying. Show your thumbs up if you are enjoying. Show your thumbs up. That's right. So many people are raising their hands. I hope you guys you learned the basics of ratio, and now this is little bit of summary for you all to understand. Quickly we'll write it down. We'll start from here, guys. Okay. So what exactly is reciprocal ratio? What exactly is reciprocal ratio? Suppose A is to B is a given ratio, then the reciprocal ratio becomes B is to A. I hope you got that. So please write down this quickly. What is reciprocal ratio? A is to B can be written as B is to A. What is duplicate ratio? Duplicate ratio होता है, if A is to B, then the duplicate will become A square is to B square. Then होता है subduplicate. Duplicate means A will get multiplied by A, so it becomes A square. B will get multiplied by itself B, so it will become B square. Subduplicate, it will get root, like A is to B will become root of A is to root of B. A is to B will become root of A is to root of B. Then होता है triplicate. What do you mean by triplicate ratio? A will get multiplied by itself 3 times, so it will become A cube, and B will get multiplied by itself 3 times, so it will become B cube. So that's a triplicate ratio. What is subtriplicate ratio, guys? Subtriplicate hota hai, we will take the cube root on both the sides. A is to B will become cube root of A is to cube root of B. I hope you got these 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, isn't it? Okay, इसके बाद होता है something called as compounded ratio. What do you mean by compounded ratio? Compounded ratio होता है, say suppose there are 3 ratio or there are 2 ratio, A is to B and C is to D. Then compounded ratio बनेगा A into C. The product of the antecedent is to product of the consequence, like B is to B into D. You understood? Okay, I'll give the example over here for compounded ratio. Say suppose if there are 3 numbers. Okay, what will going to happen? Say suppose there are 3 numbers. I'll just write it down over here. Say first ratio is A is to B, and then second ratio is C is to D, and then the third ratio is like say E is to F. Then what is the compounded ratio of this? Compounded ratio will become A into C into E. The product of the antecedent is to product of the consequence, like B into D into F. I hope you understood this. What do you mean by compounded ratio? I know. And now the last one. Okay, what do you mean by this 22nd one? For any 2 or more equal ratios, if each ratio is equal to the ratio between the sum of antecedent is 2, this is called as equal ratio theorem. What is this called as? Equal ratio theorem. Equal ratio theorem. Now what is this equal ratio theorem? If A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F, then that all ratios would be equal to A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F is equal to sum of all antecedent is to sum of all consequents. Okay, now there is a basic difference between the equal ratio theorem and the compounded ratio. Now what is equal ratio theorem, guys? Equal ratio theorem में देखो यहाँ पर एडिशन हो रहा है A plus C plus E, एंड कंपाउंडेड रेशियो में अगर देखते तो देखो यहाँ पर मल्टीप्लिकेशन हो रहा है A into C into E is to B into D is to D into F. I hope you understood this perfectly and very well. Now we will do one sum based on this, and then probably we'll wind up this video and we'll meet in the next video for ample of sum based on this concept. Okay, guys? Or else what I'll do, I'll just you can pause the video over here, copy paste, and I'll create the second video for all the examples. So see you in the next video with all sort of examples of this formula number 22nd to 28. Okay, I hope you finished writing till here. So see you in the next video.